Hey guys, how's it going? This is Khan, Mr. So Real, and welcome to this week's Good or Garbage, the #1 place where you can find out what weapons, mods, blueprints, and all that stuff are being sold in the division this week. Now, I gotta say that this video is a bit long and there is a lot of stuff to look at. Be sure to go and check out the description and the timestamps down below. Now, shout outs to Blue Labrador for sending me a tweet this morning letting me know what stuff is being sold for the blueprints. So if you are interested in the blueprints, there you go. You can thank him for that. If you are so happy to see the community growing and supporting each other the way that you guys have been doing, I'm really happy about it. So I want to say thank you to everybody. Shout outs to everybody who left Trent some love last week for the passing of his brother, and shout outs to Blue Labrador this week for helping me out and letting me know what stuff is being sold in the blueprints. So without further ado, it's a lot of stuff. Let's go. Starting off this week at the special equipment vendor, the named weapons for the most part are trash, but we'll just take a look at them real quick. The Centurion this week with Determined, the Pacan this week with Adept, Talented, and Pacan, the Cassidy with Vicious, Self-Preserved, and Boomstick, the Liberator with Sustained, Focused, and Ferocious, the Historian with Meticulous, Vicious, and History Repeats. As you can see, most of these talents are just not that great. The base damage and the I guess secondary built-in or baked-in talents are also not all that great as well. The other weapons that are being sold, again, they don't really seem all that appealing to me. I know the black market 8K, the base damage on it is pretty bad. It does have responsive in the third, but the other talents just don't seem to make up for it. I really don't recommend any of the weapons being sold at this vendor in particular. I'm hoping that we'll find something better on throughout the video. By the time you guys see it, you'll be able to look into the description and see exactly what is being sold. But this is the first place that I hit usually when I start this, so this is what it is. Now, getting into the other stuff that is being sold, the Rehabilitated mask is worth a look if you are looking to have this. The armor on it is 939. It comes with 1270 stam, which is pretty good. Stam is going to come back in 1.8, so keep that in mind. Rehabilitated heals you for 2 seconds during status effects. So if you are playing any of those missions that have a lot of fire, like Dragon's Nest or something, you'll get your heals back when you get set on fire, so that's not bad. Then you get 4% critical hit chance, 16% blind death. Now, the next thing that I kind of liked looking at the rest of this stuff and skipping over the garbage is the Sentry's harness. Although the Sentry's classified is the topic of one of the mains in the global event, if you are not lucky enough to have one, namely like me, then you may want to check one of these out just for getting some of the commendations and stuff done. Now, the armor on this is pretty good at 1957, comes with 1125 firearms, 4% health on kill. The health on kill stat is going to help a lot of people who are trying to do those missions without using a health kit and all that other stuff. Plus, it also comes with a pretty fat amount of health, 16,654. Remember, the max health you can have on a chest piece is 16,674, so you're only 20 points off from the max. So this is pretty good, and might even be worth, you know, holding on to just, you know, just to have it if you don't have any classified, or if you don't get a classified drop from the vendors. Moving on, the other thing that I guess I would recommend would be the defense chest. The armor on it is not the best, but it's alright. It's at 1839. It's not even alright, really, but it'll do. Then it comes with 1137 stam, which is pretty sad, but it does come with all resist, which you can roll off for health. It does come with that health on kill again for those missions, and it comes with 55% ammo capacity. So if you are doing some of those missions where you have to have health without using your healing kits or whatever those things are, the healing things like booster shot and stuff like that, then this could help you out. Health on kill is what you really want if you're having trouble with that. Now, moving along, the next thing that I would recommend taking a look at if you are so inclined is the Tactician's holster. The armor on it is amazing, 1001. Then you have 1259 firearms, 1223 stam, and then 1214 electronics. The rolls are a bit low, but the armor is pretty good, and we don't have any news of when the Tactician's classified set is going to come out. So with this amount of armor plus 6% skill haste, not too bad. You really only have to roll probably your electronics. You want to get that as high as possible, so maybe worth a look. And then with that recalibration table coming, you can always fix this up a lot faster than something else. Keep that in mind as well. Now the next thing moving on worth talking about, or at least looking at, would be the performance mod for 6% first aid self heal. 6% is the highest you can get, which is why I'm recommending it. So if you do need this self heal, then you can go ahead and check that out. And that is pretty much going to do it, except if you are in the market for a high velocity magazine, you may want to take a look at this one. 7% crit hit chance, 4.5 reload speed to get you faster and back into the action, and then 5% rate of fire increase. So if you are using a weapon that has a natively large magazine, like some of the LMGs or the PP19, and you just want to get even more crit chance and even faster rate of fire, and then get in there with the reload, then this might help you out. It's not a bad one, although the extended mag is usually best for average to small size magazine weapons. And that'll pretty much do it for the special equipment vendor. Moving on to the advanced weaponry vendor, the only weapon that I can really recommend this week would be the Super 90. The Super 90 this week has amazing base damage. This is like over 96%. Comes with 347% stagger. Talents on it aren't that bad actually. You got Fierce, which will give you more crit chance. You have Brutal, which will give you more headshot damage, and you get Trained. And Trained will give you more of your signature skill for every round hit, but actually it counts for pellets. So this works really well with getting you your super back. Plus if you aim for the head, which is kind of hit or miss depending on your aim and depending on the lag, it could work out really well for you to get you your super back and do a lot of damage. Plus coming with that crit chance is not too bad. Now the other thing worth looking at is the SR7 Suppressor. This is pretty close to, if not God roll, 19% crit hit damage, 6% headshot damage, 2.5. If this was 3, this would definitely be God roll, but we'll say it's God roll's cousin. 2.5 crit hit chance, and then we've got a 49% reduced threat. Remember, this only fits on larger weapons, so if you're trying to put this on like an SMG or something, it's not going to fit. This will fit on something like a custom M44, a lightweight M4, the Bullfrog, and then the Surplus SVD. And I'm assuming it'll probably fit on like an LMG or something. So if you are looking for something to fit on larger weapons and you want that crit damage, then this is the way to go. Over in Autumn's Hope, there is a pretty nice electronics mod being sold. Comes with 3% skill haste and 265 electronics. So if you are looking for something to help bump your electronics and get your skill haste up, then there you go. In Dante's Run, there is a nice pair of Savage Gloves if you are running an AR. They come with 943 armor, 1148 electronics. You will definitely have to do something about that. It comes with 15% critical hit damage. Now the great thing about these gloves is it comes with 1,324 assault rifle damage, and when it comes down to gloves, the most you can have for an AR is 1,334. So you're only 10 points off of the maximum damage value. And then they come with 7.5% enemy armor damage. Now usually people would like to have crit hit chance and crit hit damage, but since this already comes with 7% crit hit chance to targets out of cover, plus you get the 15% damage and you get enemy armor damage for PvE content, this could be great. For PvP, maybe not so much, but then again, it might work out just depending on your playstyle and your build, but definitely worth a look. I think I'll probably pick up a pair of these and throw them in my bag for one of my other builds. In Kerman Station, just as a kind of quick shout out, there's an ACR being sold with 19% enemy armor damage. The base damage on this is almost 90%. It's like a 88, 89, somewhere around there. Comes with Adept, Commanding, and Swift. Now, the ACR is maybe not the most popular AR at the moment, but with the changes coming in 1.8 to slower weapons getting a bit of a buff, this may be something you may want to consider for the future. Adept, with its changes coming as well, not really sure about, but do be on the lookout for ACR in the future. It might have a good come up. Now, the other thing worth talking about, if you are looking for stability on your sight, you can get a 13.5 stability, 4% critical hit damage, 2.5 critical hit chance, CQBSS 8x scope. If you need any of this stuff, go ahead and check it out over in Kerman Station, and let's keep it moving. Over in Southpaw, just as a bit of a shout out, again, for the people who are struggling to finish the missions without using any type of healing, you have a Steadfast holster. Now, this probably has not been on your radar at all, so let's go over this. Steadfast, what happens is when you go into cover, your health regeneration kicks in twice as fast. Now, if you're not trying to use any kinds of health modifiers, or not health modifiers, but if you're not trying to use anything that's going to give you your health back, your healing skills, then this could help you out. Now, unfortunately, but kind of fortunately, it does come with 7% skill haste. You can use that for your other skills, and then the stats on them are 985 armor, 1262 firearms, which is pretty good, 1160 on stam, and then 1129 for electronics. So the stamina and the electronics are pretty poopy doop, but we're just trying to use these for you to get through those missions, get your mass, and then you probably end up deleting it anyway. Now, another thing that's being sold is a 4% support station healing speed. So if you are using this for your healing stuff in the future, or maybe you're running a reclaimer build, then this could help you out. I don't know if the classified reclaimer, this would be too useful for them, but yeah, you never know, it could help out in some situations. In East 61st Street, there is a nice little small grip with 19% critical hit damage being sold. Also comes with 2% accuracy and 2.5% stability. So if you'd like to have a little bit more crit damage on your undergrip, then this could work out pretty well. This fits on the custom M44, lightweight, most of the regular sized weapons. Plus it does fit on the burst fire MP5 and the Navy MP5, so it should fit on your SMGs as well. So go ahead, if you need that 19%, check it out. In East 58th Street, there's a nice little supply, some stuff going on. They have a nice little rapid chest piece with 1972 armor. Comes with 1147 stamina and 9.5 exotic damage resilience. 5% damage to enemy armor damage, and then 55% ammo capacity. This may work for some people depending on your build, but just throwing it out there for the people who might be interested. Going along with that, nimble, there is a decent nimble holster. The armor on it is 922. We've seen better in the past, but this still isn't that bad if you don't have one. 1247 for the firearms, 1212 stam, 1267 for the electronics, which is pretty nice, and it does come with 6% skill haste, which is always welcome. Now, this is a very niche thing to be talking about, but there is a pair of Savage gloves with 957 armor, 7% enemy armor damage, 2,366 pistol damage, and 16% critical hit damage. Now this does come with 1240 in the firearms department, so if you want to roll off pistol damage, you might not be that bad off. But yeah, this is pretty decent if you are looking for something like this, and the other Savage gloves that I've mentioned previously didn't really float your boat. In West 53rd Street, just as a shout out, if you are in need, there is an Omega rifle suppressor, which is almost god roll, but it could be in some people's eyes, I don't know, but I would say almost. 18.5% headshot damage, 4% critical hit damage, 5% optimal range. Why this couldn't be 3% crit hit chance. I have no idea, but that would have made it the god roll. And then it comes with 46% reduced threat. So if you are looking for headshot damage on your weapons, especially the larger weapons or the sniper rifles, then this is the way to go. 18.5 is pretty much the highest you can get. So if you need it, go ahead, grab it. At West 42nd Street, some things here being sold that I think may be appealing to some people and maybe not to others. Now again, we have some more Savage gloves. The armor roll on this is the lowest we've seen so far at 883. Comes with stam at 1177, so you'll have to do something about that. But these Savage gloves come with 1254 assault rifle damage, 8% skill haste, which makes them different from the others, and 7.5 enemy armor damage. So if you prioritize skill haste and you are running an AR, then this may work out for you. Now the other thing is, I think last week somebody said something about the support station. So because people are talking about this in the comments and kind of hitting me up and asking about certain things, I'm going to throw it out in a future video. So support station range 7%, you get a performance mod that is being sold there as well. And we also get the large suppressor with 17% critical hit damage, 6% headshot damage, 2.5 critical hit chance, and 44% reduced threat. So if you need something like this for the larger muzzles, larger weapon muzzles, then you can go ahead and check that out. East 40th Street, boy oh boy oh boy, we've got a G36 for sale. Man, go and check this out. 22% enemy armor damage. The base damage on this bad boy is over 96%. It comes with accurate, competent, and focus. Now focus and competent don't really seem to go together very well. So in my personal opinion, I would say roll one of those off. Or you could just keep them on and get rid of accurate and then have some damage when your skill is not active, and then have some skill when have some damage when your skill is active. That is all up to you. Accurate I think is pretty nice for the G36 because the bullet spread in my opinion is a little bit wild. It's not as crazy as an AK, but the grouping for the bullets is a little bit not as grouped as well together as like let's say a lightweight M4 or something like that, or an LVOAC. But definitely the base damage on this is pretty nice. The enemy armor damage is nice as well. So if you plan on picking one of these up, holla at your boy. Let me know, what talents do you keep, what do you roll off, what do you do with this thing? Let me know. At 5th Avenue, if you don't have a Vigorous chest piece, today might be your lucky day. There's one with the Max Armor 2002. Unfortunately, it's got a couple questionable things with electronics and with the major attributes. So let's get into this. The electronics are a pathetic 1125, and then you get 4% health on kill, which isn't too bad. You get 9% exotic damage resilience, and then you have 52% ammo capacity. So really and truly, you're going to have to make a decision on if you want to change your firearm, stamina, and electronics, and then keep exotic damage resilience and health on kill, or get rid of health on kill or exotic damage resilience and stick with that pathetic electronics. The armor on it is really nice, but I don't think it really saves this piece. The other two kind of choices are pretty tough ones to make, but if you decide to pick this up, let me know which way you go with it and what do you roll on it. In DZ2, there's a pair of Astute gloves that are being sold. I actually had to come back because I first said, nah, let's not put this in the video, but I felt like if I didn't put this in, it'd kind of be doing a bit of a disservice because I know you guys enjoy a little bit more thorough reset videos. So let's get into this. So we've got the Astute gloves with 978 armor. They also come with 1195 firearms, and the selling point is the 1322 assault rifle damage, the 5.5 critical hit chance, and the 8% skill haste. So I know Astute is not as you know, as popular as something like Savage, but still this is a pretty decent pair of gloves, and if you just want to re-roll off the firearms and get a higher roll of firearms, this could work out for you. So if you're interested, give it a try, and if you do decide to pick it up, leave a comment in the comment section and let me know. In DZ3, I have to say, guys, for the first time in, I believe, ever, looking at the base damage calculator, this is the highest I have ever seen any base damage on any weapon, the black market AK-74, at a whopping plus 99%. So I'm gonna guess and say this is probably at 100% the max value you can get. 23% enemy armor damage, comes with responsive, commanding, and talented. Now, commanding and talented may not be the typical talents you find on weapons that you may say, oh, this is a must-have, but the base damage plus responsive could be really good, especially with commanding for maybe PvE content. For PvP content, maybe talented, depending on what kind of build you have and how much skill power you want to run. Talented in the third slot is pretty good, especially if you're not running a lot of electronics. So you could technically get rid of commanding if you don't have a lot of electronics and go for something that'll give you more damage. Plus you'll have the firepower, and you'll have the skill power. So this is pretty much a good all-around weapon. The only thing is that AKs generally are very slow firing, but with 1.8 on the horizon, I'm telling you, be prepared. Winter is coming. You may want to check this out. I think I'm gonna pull the trigger. I think I'm gonna buy one, man. I've never seen anything like this. I gotta do it. I recommend you do it as well. In DZ8, if your defense build is lacking, there is a chest piece and a pair of gloves you may want to take a look at. Starting off with the chest piece, the armor is at 1,832. Comes with a little sad 1191 stam, but the health that comes with it slightly makes up for it. 15,879 health, 5.5% enemy armor damage. Not a bad piece. I would say roll the stam into something else or get a better stam roll and you'll be good to go. Now moving on past the rest of this garbage, we've got the defense gloves, and the gloves, you got to make a decision. The armor on it is pretty nice at 992. Again, stam a really pathetic 1183. Now, for some odd reason, it has shotgun damage. I would have loved to see this with SMG damage, then we would really be talking. But it's got shotgun damage at 1,242, enemy armor damage at 6.5, critical hit chance at 5.5. So you have to make a decision, or you just have to make a decision whether you want to keep shotgun damage and fix the stam, or go with stam and keep shotgun, or you could just make the decision to not pick it up at all. Final stop of this long train ride this week, we have DZ9 and OMG Banshee Shadow Chest. We've got the Banshee chest with 2,300 armor. This has to be the most I've seen in a long time. And then we have 1149 electronics. You'll have to do something about that. And then we have 5% health on kill, 16,214 health, and 25% increased kill XP. Again, the maximum chest health you can get is 16,674, so about 500 and a little bit under the max, but that is still a lot of health. Couple that with all of that armor and you are in business. The next thing we're talking about are the defense needs. Again, if you are running defense this week for the global events and you need a little bit of help, maybe you don't have the right defense pieces, there's a pretty nice armor roll on these knees at 1,640, plus the stamina at a sad 1171, 7% crit hit damage. That'll help out with that SMG you'll be running with it, plus 53% increased kill XP, 32% disorient, and 29% shock. Just as a side note, downstairs from this vendor there is an 18% headshot damage scope. You can go ahead and pick that up. I'm not putting that in the notes, but if you did watch this, then you know that it's there. This Banshee chest piece, I can't even front. I gotta buy this. I got to. My wallet has seriously gone down for the DZ this week, but it's well worth it. Alright guys, that is it for this week's good or garbage. I hope you guys found something useful. There's a lot of stuff going on this week. Slight apologies for the length of this video. It is a bit long, but there was a lot of stuff that I figured I'd throw out there for the newer agents, the returning agents, and some of you OG vets that have been looking for certain pieces. I know that Banshee chest pieces helped me out quite a lot, so hope you guys found something good. Also, if you are on PlayStation, remember that the Battlefront I guess Star Wars beta is going on this weekend, so go ahead and check that out. And that is pretty much going to do it for me this week. Thank you guys for all of the support every week. See you guys in the live streams. I'm Con Mr. So Real. Take it easy. Peace.